everyone will stand. We're going to let Michelle do the prayer tonight.
Thank you, Father, for another day, letting us come together as a community. Thank you for all that you provide and your unbiased love. Let us please pray for the guidance and protection for our mayor, our council, our city officials, our policemen, our firemen, and our citizens. Let us all come together in prayer for this nation and our new president. Let us not forget that our enemies are not flesh and blood, although sometimes they appear to be. But our enemies are the dark forces in the spiritual world. We are fighting a spiritual battle, and let us pray for this nation. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May we do the roll call, please?
Councilperson Cowan? Here. Councilperson Bowman? Here. Councilperson Massey? Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge?
Here.
Councilperson Brown?
Here.
Mayor Bradley?
Here. I hope everyone had time to look over the minutes from January the 9th, the work session and the council minutes. Did everybody get a chance to look at them? Do I hear a motion to approve the work session and the minutes of January the 9th, 2017? I'll make that motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan? Yes. Councilperson Bowman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge?
Yes.
Councilperson Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Bradley?
Yes. Okay, on the mayor's report tonight, I'm going to let the attorney tell what we are about to do. We're adding some things, so I'm going to let him do it.
Yes, Mayor, my apologies, I was going to make this part of my report. I should have spoke up earlier, but there are 4 items that I took down in the work session part of your meeting, and I would recommend that you unless a city council person wishes to vote on them separately, I would suggest that you vote on adding these 4 items to the agenda simply as a practice of identifying things you're adding to the agenda that have not been necessarily advertised as part of the regular agenda, but they have been, of course, publicly discussed. But the 4 items that I have and I've identified is there's one dealing, I didn't completely get this one written down. It had to do with the credit card issue with the mayor's trip. And
Yes, what it is when she called to register us at the motel and everything, they had to have a city credit card, but they're only going to take 10% of that, and then when we check in or check out, we've got to pay the rest of that. And since she registered under the city name, it needs to be a city credit card to pay for.
Okay, so authorize the use of the city's credit card in reference to the trip. Okay, the second item that you would be adding to the agenda would be the spring spending freeze. The third item would be determination of a public purpose in the that is served by allowing the use of the meeting room for the Windstream class action update. And the fourth item would be allowing the expenditure of $1,875 to fire grants help to in reference to the FEMA Safer grant. So those 4 items should be voted on and added to your formal agenda by unanimous consent.
Okay, thank you. Okay, on the mayor's report, I want to bring up the email I received from Mr. Kittle, which is our attorneys for that has filed a class action lawsuit against Windstream. They are asking to hold a public meeting for the public, the citizens of Argo, or anyone else that wants to come to be able to, if you want to sign up to join that class action lawsuit, they're going to be available that night to do that. They're wanting to do this on February the 9th at 6 p.m. in this council chambers. Do we have any discussion on this?
May I suggest that you vote for
All four?
All four, just to be added to the agenda. Then after it's approved to add them to the
Okay.
agenda, then you can vote on them separately.
Okay, I would like to ask that all four of these, the grant, the one issue, the spending freeze, and the credit card be added to tonight's agenda. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Do I hear a second?
A second.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan?
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge?
Yes.
Councilperson Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Bradley?
Yes. Okay, now I would like to ask for, does anyone have anything to add to the Windstream update? Do I hear a motion, or do we have any discussion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
And for clarification
That will,
purposes.
I make
Yes.
a motion that we allow Mr. Kittle's law firm to hold the meeting at City Hall on February 9th for the public purpose
Of informing them.
of informing the citizens about the lawsuit with Windstream.
Do I hear a
Need
second?
another second. Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan?
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge?
Yes.
Councilperson Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Bradley?
Yes. Yes, yes. Okay, the second thing we'd like to vote, I'd like to get a motion on is the grant. Do I hear a motion to approve the 1875 for the grant writers to go ahead and let Chief Platts apply for this grant?
I'll make a motion to allow Chief Platts to apply for the SAFER grant in a total of $1875 to be paid for fire grants help for the purpose of volunteer firefighter recruitment and retention.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan?
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge?
Yes.
Councilperson Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Bradley?
Yes. Okay, the next is going to be the credit card issue. Do we have any discussion on this before we have a motion?
I have a question. So we're actually going to change the name on the credit card.
Yes, we already have a credit card that since Mr. Phillips is no longer here, we're just going to change the name on the credit card.
I make a motion that we add Mayor Bradley, or change to Mayor Bradley, the authorized user on the account.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Excuse me, I just want to clarify that that card will be canceled and a new one will be reissued.
Right.
Councilperson Cowan?
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge?
Yes.
Councilperson Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Bradley?
Yes. The next is going to be the spending freeze. Do I hear a motion to put a spending freeze on everything until the budget's passed, except the necessary bills and any emergency that may arise that we have to spend?
I make a motion that we put a spending freeze on all spending, spending to be pre-approved by the mayor until after the budget's passed.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan?
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge?
Yes.
Councilperson Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Bradley?
Yes. The workers' compensation fund, which has to be paid by February the 1st, in the amount of $213. Do I hear a motion to pay the workers' compensation?
I make a motion that we make the payment one lump sum for workers' compensation in the amount of $31,213.
Do I hear a second?
Second. Sorry.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan?
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge.
Yes.
Councilperson Brown.
Yes.
Mayor Bradley.
Yes. Okay, tonight we have two representatives here from the Springville Senior Center, and they want to do a presentation, and y'all will come to the podium so everyone can hear you. I'd appreciate it, please. And I forgot your name.
I'm Sherry Bryan.
And-
Carrie.
Okay.
I'm actually the assistant, Carrie's the director. So I just kind of put everything together since I do all the calendars and stuff. Carrie just approves it, says yes, no, and so on. But actually, we've brought a packet together for y'all tonight. I know we've been talking to Mr. Isley about partnering up with y'all, and that was very important to do to get y'all off your feet and started, you know, using the transportation and everything like that. Also with Laura King and M4A. I've got a whole list right here of calendars that we've made out, you know, with classes that we've had, classes that we'll be doing, offering with the meals that go to it. There are just some ideas that we have. We've actually, I overheard y'all talking about bringing people into the center. One thing that we've started doing is offering our building to non-members that are not 52 years old for a fee, you know, like $20 to do ceramics or crochet. We have a volunteer who's doing grief counseling and who's also doing crochet. And if they do both classes, it's $30, or they do one class, it's $20 or whatever. But that money goes back into our center and helps fund the center. It also provides us, you know, a lot of different stuff that we have going on there. It also helps us bring more people in. We're running an ad. I don't know if y'all have a What's Happening in Argo. Okay? That's been really fundamental to what we're doing right now. I've got copies of, we've got an ad coming out in St. Clair Times in a couple of weeks. That's another thing that we're doing to get the word out. I was listening to y'all talk about that. You know, to help, yeah. To like get the word out instead of having somebody go and then at our local churches we have ladies that come and meet there as well that you know, talk about they go to the senior center, and we're trying to like gear up and like focus on stuff that they would like to do. You know, and then they go back and talk about it with their friends also. And actually on Inauguration Day, we do kind of a last minute inauguration patriotism party. We got 12 new members basically from just that party for having cake, have them come in, sit there, just watch the inauguration. I posted that, you know, I filled out a form, told some of the ladies that come there from a church. I've gone back in the directory and called them as well. And that has helped boost our center as well. As far as us leading out to the people 52 and under, you know, we've gotten a big response on what's happening in Springville with that. We've been utilizing that almost daily. I mean, you know, we've had several people come in, and it's helping bring a lot of different things to our center. We've actually had a lot of men come in, and we're going to be offering like pine box cars, stuff like that.
Is that a Facebook page?
It is. It is a Facebook page. I'm on there all the time. Carrie's on there all the time. We're utilizing social media a lot, you know, and I know Mr. Isley wanted us to partner with y'all. I know y'all are waiting for M4A to get back with y'all as well. Laura came and, you know, we talked to her, Laura King. We're going to Alabaster Thursday, me and Carrie, to have a meeting with them as well. And we'll be going over a lot of different stuff. But we thought while you're waiting on that, we could utilize the transportation bus since it's local to y'all. And the ones that are coming here, we could bring them here. Then in this packet also, we have, did you already give it to her? The one on transportation. Yeah. Okay, we, you know, we can bring y'all to our center, the ones that want to come, and then us come here as well, and we call M4A, tell them, hey, we've got these gentlemen, ladies that want to come to our center. You can fill out an enrollment form at our center as well to just get off the ground, and then we can bring ours to you as well to like boost your enrollment,
Right.
so to speak.
So is your food brought in through them?
Yes,
Okay, good.
yes.
Okay.
And there's all kind of ideas that we've been thinking about in doing that. You know, y'all've got this great quilt machine in here, and you were talking about Raglan does quilts. We could all get together, go to Raglan on a trip, find out how they do that, ask them to come here, and I've never seen a quilt machine like that. I've wanted to learn how to quilt, but I thought, man, that would be great. That'd be so easy. Yeah, and we've got a lot of people that would enjoy doing that.
Is
you
your
know.
center open every day?
Monday through Friday, from
What
7 to
hours
3.
are y'all open?
7 to 3. Yeah. And we're able actually to be up until 4 or 5. But we leave at 3 every day. Our crowd kind of disperses, sometimes 2, sometimes 1. It just depends. Fridays, some of the ladies are going to get their hair done. So they leave early, you know.
What
But
time do you serve lunch?
11 to 12.
Do you have any problems maintaining your 25 head count for the meal?
sometimes we actually do. You know, we have 19 that come in and eat, and then we have 6 homebounds that we deliver food to. And then, you know, we have a big enrollment list, and we're seeking enrollments every day. You know, sometimes we have to add a person or two to meet that requirement, which is known by the state to do. You know, they know. And that's just to keep the funding and everything going like that, but it's not overboard or over limit or anything like that. Yeah.
So your members are Springville citizens?
Well, we've got some from Springville, we've got some from Oakville, Argo, Trustful. We've got a little bit,
Because
yeah,
I know some of
Ashland.
ours go to Trustful and to Oakville and to Moody.
Yeah.
So,
Is there a fee for them to ride the bus, the transportation to, like,
If they are considered as a senior center at the senior, the public transportation pays for that ride. It goes through a government thing.
So basically, if you can enroll in our senior center, Mr. Isley, you know, he's spoke with you on it as well. Yeah, he'll pay for the transportation because I know he's wanting to, you know, combine us in a way. And that's one of the main things we're here for tonight is to help y'all with that and us with that.
yeah, because we have a nice senior area in there, but it's not being utilized
That's
very
very
well.
nice. Yeah.
And we'd like to have, you know, see something going on in there every day, not just once or twice a month. We would like to see the seniors in here in Argo and anywhere around us, you know, be using that facility. And I think it would give them an outing because we have so many that's either, you know, homebound or, you know, have nowhere to go.
Right.
They're just at home.
And I think a lot of that to maybe start it off would be to get them to our center to enroll with us, to get on the transportation list. That way they have transportation to and from, and then they can do it, you know, come here as well. And I think that's what Mr. Isley had spoke of. You know, that's one reason we wanted to get together. And Carrie, she drove the SCAT bus for
3 years. I drove the SCAT bus for 3 years, and then they hired me at the senior center I've been there for almost 6 years.
Yeah. So she has a lot of experience with that. We know a lot of the guys and ladies.
And
that
who
drive.
puts your calendars together? Do y'all put the calendars together?
Yeah, I actually kind of go by that by the months, like it was really cold, so we did a lot of card games and board games during January. I just got certified in Arthritis Foundation training. We all got certified in CPR and AED training as well. And this is also in case while we're doing this, very low-key exercises, but it just keeps them going. You know, I've been seeking volunteers. I've actually had a lot of people respond to me volunteer-wise, and I just get with Carrie and say, hey, what do you think about doing this? And she's like, yes, no, and then we sit down and we ask some of the other seniors. Some don't want to do it. We don't force them. But then it's drawn a lot of other people into our senior center as well that would want to. And then a lot of the seniors want to. Like, we're fixing to start crocheting Wednesday. So, you know, we've got a lot of seniors that want to do it, and then a couple that are like, not so much. Yeah.
If you don't mind, in the 25 minimum requirement for the meals, in relation to the meals, is there a financial penalty to the city for not meeting the 25 requirement?
No.
So who pays for the difference? Say you have 20 show up, 25 is a requirement.
If we have 20, it shows up, and there's 25 requirement, we give out like 6 homebounds to 10 homebounds, and then what's left that we don't meet that or we do meet that, it goes out to the people who needs it, or if they want to take an extra plate home or something like that, we let them take it home.
Yeah. And we kind of, and that's going back to where we might add that name to the list per to hit the requirement, which is known by Mr. Isley and everyone.
If you're trying to hit the 25 requirement, have you ever fell short of that?
We have a couple of times, you know, like during January.
The reason I'm asking is some programs, there's a penalty from the company bringing the food, and then someone has to pay for that, obviously. And so I'm just trying to figure out.
Well, according to what Ms. King told me,
Yeah.
that the payment is all voluntarily.
Voluntary.
Yes.
They set out a box and they ask for donations.
Yes, it's a $2 donation.
It's $2
Suggestion
donation.
$2.
Yes.
Yes, it's a federally funded program. It's federally funded.
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but what I've understood from Ms. King today is that's an average number. They just like to feel like that they're supplying that much food to
Yes.
you.
And to be state funded, that's the number we try to hit. We put up there a $2 donation for them to donate. If they come in and said, hey, we don't have the money today, I'll go get $2. If I didn't have $2 or they didn't have it or whatever, we're going to let them eat.
Yeah.
It's just a basis at the end of the month where we take up the amount of money, turn it into our city clerk, and then she takes it and sends it back to M4A in the state. You know, which...
And Laura King with the M4A said today that they would love to come and talk to us. They
Yes.
would love to come. If we get a group of citizens that are interested in participating, then they would love to come and talk to that group of citizens and just tell them what all's available, that they can help screening and different things that they have access to. The arthritis exercise that she was talking about. And
Yes.
they have a Tai Chi aerobics instructor that's paid through the federal grant that can also come and do the exercise.
And, you know, you were speaking of her, we just spoke with Laura the other day, and I think her name is Robin. She's a marketing, well, you said her name earlier, I can't remember her name.
The one that came to the breakfast lady.
Yeah, Robin.
Robin, okay.
Robin
She's
Laura.
fairly new, you know, coming out and meeting us and everything, but she's great. She does a lot of
Yeah,
marketing
she
and
is a
everything.
marketing, yeah.
And she has a lot of great ideas,
Yeah, she did.
so,
I was
yeah.
impressed. I was impressed.
One more question. Does the health department for the county require you to maintain warmers?
Yes.
And so physical warmers in the kitchen to maintain the food at a certain temperature
Yes.
until it's served?
Yes.
It's sort of like a serve safe, hot and
They
cold.
furnish those.
You know, you can't go below 41 degrees. I've worked in the food industry. You have a certain limit that you have to keep it at, just where bacteria don't grow. It's the same standard as when you walk in and there's a score on the wall, you know. And they come in and they check you, and that's where you're wearing your hairnets, your aprons, your gloves, your, you know, keeping everything iced down, you're keeping it in an oven down below, etc.
They furnish the warmers as well and the thermometers to check those temps. And she said there's minimal paperwork, but, you know, there's.
Right.
We have to do that for the food bank, so,
Right.
and the food handling and all that stuff, so.
But they furnish everything. I mean, all we basically have to do, as far as the lunches are concerned, is wash the hands that they deliver the food in.
And give us an example right here with this. We're going to give you an example of like the sign-in sheet and then the contact information for InfoRay and their disability preparedness and stuff like that they do. Also, here's part of the emergency management stuff that comes in with us also. I just brought that for y'all in case y'all wanted to look over it as well.
They came out today and talked to them about.
Yeah, they gave us this really nice weather kit, weather radio, rations, Band-Aids, flashlights, MREs, all kinds of stuff in this.
For
Ma'am,
your center or
for every person in our center that was there attending today.
They signed up to be part of the
Yes.
senior center. It's enrolled as a senior center.
Yes.
so what is your age? Did you say your age was 52?
52.
Was her age for lunch not 60?
60?
60.
Yes. But honestly, we have enough food. Sometimes that person may not come.
Right, right. So
And if
it's
someone
okay.
is there and they want to eat, we say, hey, if you want to donate $2, because we're not going to turn it in.
Yeah, and I don't, from what you taught, their guidelines were not that strict.
Laura's very, understanding. She's wonderful to work for. And, you just don't turn around to somebody that's in need or, needs help. So,
Gosh,
I'm sorry to give y'all all that stuff.
Oh, no, we appreciate it.
I just wanted to come really prepared for y'all because I knew that we were going to try to partner.
No, I appreciate
somehow.
that.
I think our first step would be, since and the mayor knows more than me on this, is I think that our facility is being used every other Monday. Is that correct, Mayor?
It's usually once or twice a month is the only time it's being utilized, and we would like to see something in there weekly, every day, if we could get some in there, because we have seniors in our area that is going to other facilities like Moody and Trustful and and we want to see ours utilized because we have a nice kitchen, we have a nice senior area in there, and it's just not being used.
Before, back at the VFW, now, I had just went to visit with my mother. This is how I kind of got into it. They didn't have M4A, and they didn't have a meal program.
They had people that come in and volunteer to cook the bread.
They had people that came in and volunteered and cooked. They'd have potluck. They also had Springville Cafe, a little restaurant downtown that would bring food in that they paid for.
Mm-hmm.
But they would bring it in there for them to eat as well. That's another option y'all could look at as well. But, as far as waiting on M4A and just utilizing your center that many times a week, y'all could just come with us and then we could come with y'all. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To have our people here also have an enrollment form, we could sign up here.
Right.
Your people would be here, that would give you the funding here. That's just what I'm thinking.
Mhm.
I spoke with
I
Laura
think it would
about that
benefit
also.
both cities because there would be things
Yes.
that, there'd be friends there and friends here, and
Yes.
they'd be mingling together, and I think that would benefit both cities.
Right, I think so too. I've seen y'all's room, your center. It's nice, it's really nice. Y'all got some great equipment in there, a great lounge area in there, and then we have ceramics, and stuff like that, and then we have crafts, and we've got the park out there. In May, we're gonna do a big citywide, come together, it's a picnic. The firemen are gonna cook for us. All the areas are coming around. We're gonna get together, and I'm gonna be throwing that party. It's gonna be like, all the senior centers. It'll be like Argo, Odenville, Asheville, Moody, Pell City, all of them. And we're gonna go out there to the park, and we're gonna sit there. We're gonna have our own shirts on, that say where we're from, and we'll have some music out there, some food out there that our firemen are gonna cook for us. Just to have a big cookout like that. And that brings us together and does a lot of really fun stuff for our seniors,
Mm-hmm.
and give raffles away and stuff like that.
Do you have a date set for that?
We're looking kind of maybe,
Was it the 23rd?
we had said maybe the second weekend closer to the end of the month, because Carrie goes on vacation at the first, she owns a campground up at Talladega.
During the Talladega race time, we own a campground, so every twice a year, we have people coming in pulling their campground.
We're like, woo, yeah.
So I have, we're managing the park and pulling people in and all that, so I have to be.
And what month was that?
May.
May.
Yes, ma'am.
May.
We're just doing a lot of little activities out there. We're going to have this program called Art in the Park, where we're going to do some painting on our ceramics, and we're going to take them out there and display them. When it starts getting pretty in the summertime and the springtime, we're going to go out there before Easter with some stuff that they might could buy. Some egg, what do you call those dishes that you put the eggs on, deviled eggs on, fruit baskets, stuff like that we can do in our ceramic room to sell back to benefit our center again. So.
Well, we appreciate y'all ladies coming and giving us all this information, and what we probably would like to do is try to get a group together.
Okay.
And just find out, maybe do some advertising on Facebook and some of the other, some of the stores and everything, put up some flyers and see how many show interested in coming and getting to find out a little bit about some of the programs that they have to offer for seniors, and maybe invite the Robin and for them to come in and talk to the seniors and see how much interest we can get.
I think your best bet, honestly, is going to be Facebook on what's happening in our
Yeah, because a lot of them,
And
they're
churches.
homebound.
Churches is one of the biggest things, Sunday school, just say, hey, you know, I thought I'd.
Well, we appreciate you ladies coming. Does anybody have any
You're
questions
welcome.
any other questions for them? Thank you, appreciate it.
You're welcome. Well, y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for having us here.
If y'all out there in May, when we come to the campground, just hook me up and I'll put y'all up.
All right, thank you.
Y'all have a good
Good
night.
night.
Thank you.
And y'all just call us and let us know if you want to partner together and have us come to get together and come bring y'all to us or whatever and just try that out a couple of times.
Okay, no, we sure
Because
will.
then us coming there would help fund y'all's list.
Yes,
also.
sure would, sure would. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
y'all.
Y'all have a good night.
You too. Okay, do we have anything from the council?
Sherry, if y'all are leaving, you need to go out that door.
Oh, okay. Well, I need my purse anyway,
I just
so
don't want
thank
to
you.
get lost
Yeah.
without it.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Anybody else, anybody have anything on?
What a good for the
Thank you. I need my purse. Y'all have a good night.
Y'all too. Thanks again, be careful.
Hey, thank y'all.
Okay, now we're gonna ask Tony, he has a report on the building. The former mayor had appointed a committee, and he's got a little bit of information that he would like to share tonight on that.
Yeah, so, one of the things that we've looked at is to, add some parking. We don't have any parking outside, at least not any paid parking. And so Ann Brown, myself, and Corporal met a couple times and discussed some options for that. Now, I've actually got a plan. You're not gonna be able to see it from here. I'll lay it out on the table. Come up and look, feel free to come up and look at it, but, so there's a couple of options that we had in laying out the parking. They're very similar. It's gonna get us around 75 parking spaces. That only includes parking on the end of the building and a couple of tiers of parking out in front of the building. As a part of that, we're probably gonna have to replace the drive. It's coming up to the fire department. I'm sure that everybody notices that every time they come up here. It's like a washboard. But, this plan is something that we've discussed. There are a couple of options, so it's nothing final. There's sketches that I did at home on the dining room table. And I've also got a plan here where you can see, if you're driving in Blackjack Road, what you would actually be seeing as far as what your line of sight is up to the building. Once we have agreement on a plan, then I think we've got to, at that point, we probably need to table it until we get the budget passed. You know, we've got a lot more engineering that's got to be done at that point. We've gotten some, but there's still a long way to go on that. So if anybody wants to see it, then feel free to come up and take a look at it.
Does anyone else have anything? Any public comments?
Yes.
The Key Club is selling strawberries, flats of strawberries. If you are interested in buying any, it's a 24 for a flat and 14 for half a flat. It's the Springville High School Key Club.
Thank you, Greg.
Right.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor? Aye. Thank y'all for coming tonight.
May not, yeah, see now it's taped, never mind, I thought it was just live.
understand what this is though.
I'm recording it anyway, so we can hear everything you're saying.
Yeah, what I was trying to do is look, if you're sitting in a car out here on Blackjack, you know, there's a lot of elevation. This is all going to be steep. So what it would be is you'd have a lower parking level and an upper parking level, and you'd have stairs between them. This all would be sloped. So what I was trying to make sure of is that you can actually see the building. If you're sitting in this car and you're looking over the top of that slope, and you actually see that building. And this is the other option that we talked about, which would, instead of 2 levels of parking, you would just, there'd be no slope here, you'd continue that parking on out. But and this is not all the way fleshed out, obviously, but you can see how much higher that option puts it. So if you were to do that, by the time you hit that building, you're gonna be right up there near, and this is the high part of the roof. This is the lower part, and that's the high part. So if we extend that parking all out at one level, you're gonna be looking at the roof of the building. You're not gonna see anything. I like that.
What I like about this is I've always wanted in front out there terraced or something where we could have community activities, have yard sales for the community, or have some band come and play and come and listen to the music. Or
Now, I'll say, Beth, if you
Saving us a pain during election day.
yeah,
Payne Elementary School, this is much what it's gonna look like. And that was, Ann Brown had an idea, and it just so happened that I graded Payne Elementary School. But we're gonna end up with, and just in all honesty, we're gonna end up with detention ponds down here. So what I'm trying to say is, yeah, there's gonna be some green out there, but it's not gonna be flat green.
no, because a parking area is what I'm talking
Right,
about.
yes,
We may not be able to park in it, but we'd be able to utilize it for other things too.
Right, and I think what we need to try to do is, we've got this area, there's some area back here, there's parking down here. We talked about parking for the, we've got a grant application in for that shelter.
Yeah, we'll have to have parking near the shelter, will we not?
Yeah, when we get this, when we decide and we get the person to start engineering this thing, is to do cost estimates so that we can, we can do this part now, this part later, this part now, this later. I mean,
Yeah,
'cause I don't know that we're gonna have the money to do it all.
right,
Is there
exactly.
any way to get grants for that? I mean,
I do not know at this point.
but they're probably out there,
Didn't
right?
we get,
I would hope
didn't we
so.
have money to do the building at one time? Wasn't that a
Yes.
grant that we had?
No, it's not a grant, and hopefully we do. We don't know that. Actually, that was in the form of a loan,
Oh, that's
but that was
right.
for roads and the building, so we don't know how
We're
the
still,
breakout's gonna be on that money.
But there was also money given by the county before any of this other ever happened, but it didn't go to,
we don't know where it went either
went
yet.
to pay bills,
Oh, okay.
is what we were told.
Yeah, until we get everything balanced, there's no way to really know anything, yeah. Okay.